Okay, so it's been a while since I traded. Went on vacation and got back to start my eval. And you can see I've got 150 in the account to work with. The goal is to make $3,000 in 1 month, and I've already lost 8 days of that month. And I cannot drop below $1,000 loss. So my minimum is of course 149,000. All right, so we need to adjust first of all our highs and lows, and we've made a new high here, which is amazing. And then the next thing we're going to do, we can see that it's uptrending, so that's kind of all that we need to get from here. So that marks the 50 SMA there and the 180. All right, and then we're going to switch to the 1 hour chart. And this one is the 50 SMA, and that is right there. Go to the 15-minute chart, and we can see it's been kind of flat through here. I'm going to adjust this just a smidge here to actually be at the top. All right, so it looks like this blue line here is acting as the support, and it's also kind of at the same point here, very, very close to it, as a bunch of other support areas. The 50 SMA on the 1 hour chart up here, and also the 180 on the 15-minute chart. Everything's like right here. So I would say that's pretty decent support is area. It may drop below just a smidge, but okay. And you can also see that the POC is way up here. There is a tremendous amount of trading, a huge amount of trading. There's it's quite uneven here. There's not very many trades down here. They're all up here. But let's see what happens when we zoom in a little bit further. We are going to jump over to the 1 hour minute chart again and look at the trades that were made on this day right here, which was Friday. It closed because of the 4th of July. I'm surprised it was open at all, actually. I guess we'll go ahead and just grab that information. Okay, so that kind of tells us that the POC for that day was up here, and we're going to go ahead and put a line at that point. There we go. We can see all of the overnight sort of trading going on from here. And we're going to put a peak here and a peak here. Actually, you know what? That one's probably not quite as important, so we'll just leave that one alone. So with all that being done, we can kind of zoom in then. 5-minute chart. We can also see the SMAs right through here too, so that kind of gives us some more support areas right through there. Okay, but what we're actually going to be trading on is the 1-minute chart. And all right, we set up the candles such that they are easy to see, and that gives us information from about 5 o'clock on. But what we're seeing right now is that we're really close to that support area that I had drawn in here. And we know that there's other lines down there as well, like from the 15-minute chart. So I don't think it'll drop below that point. And when it does get closer and really shows signs of it turning up, we want to be in a long. And so that's kind of what we're waiting for at the moment. And the opening bell is in about 17 minutes. So we'll just hold tight and see what happens. So one more little thing I should probably point out. I zoomed out a little bit here. And you can definitely see kind of a consolidation period through here where the POC is. And so that's kind of interesting right through there. If we zoom back out to where we were before, does that change? Yeah, it does. Okay, so I would say that the consolidation point was broken right through here, and it dropped down and then actually went higher. So it's going to go down and test that area again. And the top of that consolidation period is that 1 hour charts 50 SMA right through there. So you can see these are kind of the tops of all those points right there. So that's really interesting to me. So it's going to go down and test that point is my guess. And yep, so that basically verifies what I was saying before. I'm not saying anything different. It's just another way to look at it, which is kind of interesting and important and helpful. So the other thing we'd like to do is to look at the news information. And this is a Reuters article from this morning. And it's saying that everything has, made new records. The S&P, the NASDAQ, everything except for the Dow Jones Industrial, which is really interesting. And you can see here they have a chart here, and you can see that it's hit that point. This is the third time, and so if it breaks above that, I do think that that's pretty big. So we'll see what happens with that. And there's another article here. Tariff jitters, Tesla down on Musk's political plans, braced for a lower open. I don't like predictions like that. I just want news. And I know that the big beautiful bill that went through is definitely going to be lowering taxes. I don't see that here, but it does seem like that would definitely affect the market. And they're blaming tariffs, but I think that those tariffs are actually working better than this article is giving them credit for. So anyway, here's another one. Yeah, they're worried about the tariffs. So if those tariffs actually pan out and have the effect that he's hoping that they'll have, I think that would have a big effect on the market as well, obviously. So anyway, those are interesting little articles. I'm not sure they're super helpful, but okay, had our dip down there, came really, really close, and looks like maybe it's heading up now. We're 2 minutes from the opening bell. If we put that in there and put on our stop loss there, what does that look like? Ah, it's way up there. Not sure that's where we want to go. All right, and I don't think it'll drop below that, so that's where that will be. So what does that look like for a loss? About $200 loss, stop loss right there. We'll see if I jump the gun. POC is down below now, right where it's at. I think that changed from a little bit ago. Okay, opening bell has come, and it's looking good. All right, awesome. Yeah, all right, first trade was awesome. Very good, made $294. And I just realized one of the other things that I forgot to do was I'm going to go back and mark the volume area highs and lows here. Okay, and I'm watching it in the ensuing couple candles here. It did go right up to that SMA where I had put my exit order in, which was fabulous, and then it began to drop. So that's kind of interesting. It may go down and test that level again. Just watch it for a little bit longer. If I'm happy with stopping right now. If I see a really good opportunity open up, I will probably take it. But I'm happy with where I sit, so I really don't need to make another trade for today. The MACD is definitely looking poorly here. It's going to be dropping. Let's go back and actually look at the 1 hour chart here. All right, so it is definitely testing that level as we saw and suspected. All right, if we look at the 5-minute chart, we can see the MACD is maybe starting to think about turning up, but we're not seeing that on the 1-minute chart quite yet, so that's interesting too. Thinking about going up now and go down and test that 50 SMA level again. And that is at 297, so right at the bottom of the screen here. All right, the SMA on the 1-minute chart here, we can see, excuse me, not the SMA, the MACD is actually crossing. You can barely see that happening, so that's interesting. Noteworthy. All right, that's looking like it might be deciding to go up. I'm going to go ahead and make one more trade. And if we put that in there like that, modify order. Shoot, I forgot to do the all right. We are going to get out of this trade because I did it wrong. I should have set a take profit and stop. There. Okay, well, learned something new there. When I place an order, I gotta make sure that I click the two. Here, let's put one in down here. I gotta click the take profit and the stop loss before I actually select buy, which is different than the paper trading, unfortunately. Oh, that's interesting. All right, I learned something new again. So if I put that in there but not actually click to execute it, then it has my take profit and stop loss. So if I set that there, it shows me how much. Okay, good. All right. And then just to cancel that, go like that. Okay, cool. I got that figured out. Kind of important. I think I'll be done for the day, actually. Because I do think tomorrow's trading will be, I'll have a lot more valid information. Really happy with $350 profit today. So, cool. All right, thanks for joining me then.